And guys, we're going for another norm video today because I just needed my norm kick in, man. My norm fix. That's the saying. If you have been watching these videos for a bit, checking out the channel for a bit, you know I'm a little self-conscious with my English because my English is the best language I speak, but Spanish is my first language. I speak Chinese too, though. I know, weird flex, but anyway. I read in English better, write in English better, but when it comes to like sayings, man, I always screw them up. I gotta get my norm fix on today. Yeah, I think that's right. But I do. Okay, I had 30 people say I have to watch the Professor of Logic joke. With that many people, I'm trying to keep my expectations low so I can just enjoy this. But let's just leave it at that. So, trying to prepare. I don't want to overreact to try to please y'all with my reaction. I just want to enjoy this. Let's see what we got, baby. Professor of Logic joke, Norm, my man. Let's do
Every
this.
day I meet somebody new, you know. Mm-hmm. This city's great because of the neighborly people, you know. I don't know. But I did meet one neighbor, people? Interesting story, you know, that this guy... He just moved in, you know, next door to me. Mm-hmm. So I'm always one to...
I never know if his stories are true or not. They're just...
Meet the neighbors.
This is not a true story, for sure.
With the neighbors, yeah, because, you know... So I went over to the guy, I knocked on the door next door to where I live, and I say to the guy, I said, hey, I'm your new neighbor, you know, and I said, good to see you, you know, nice to run into you, you know, welcome to the neighborhood, you know? And so the guy, I said, what do you do for a living there, sir? You know, if you don't mind me asking. You know, what do you do for a living? I'm a nightclub comic, I tell the guy. So he says to me, he says, I work down at the University of Science there. He says, that's
a good school, by the way.
University of Science.
I can't remember the exact place.
Sure.
But he said, I'm a professor of logic. So I says to the guy, he says, logic. Now, what the hell is that? I never heard tell of that. He says, oh, well, he says it's a kind of a pattern of syllogistic. Well, he says it's hard to explain. He says, why don't I give you an example? So I said, fair enough. Why don't you do that? So the guy says, well, he says, let me ask you a question. He says, do you own a doghouse? So I go, yes, I do. He says, well, then that means you probably have a dog. I said, yes. He says, well, that means you have a family if you have a dog. I said, yes, I do. He said, well, then that means you got kids, you're married. I said, yes, I am. He says, well, then you're a heterosexual man. I said, yes, sir, I am. He says, well, you see, that's logic there. I asked if simply from finding out you had a doghouse, I made this series of inferences, and I found that you're a heterosexual man simply from the fact that you had a doghouse.
Oh, gosh, well, I think I know where this joke's going.
Isn't that something?
Okay.
So I said, well, I won't waste any more of your time there, neighbor. And I said, I'll see you.
I think I know where this is going.
Later.
See you around. Okay.
So I said, come by one day and have a chicken with me. So anyways, I left.
Chicken?
So I left. So I go to get a bus, you know, to the bus stop. And I walk down to the bus stop, and I'm still thinking about this thing that happened to me, you know. And I'm standing at the bus, and no bus coming at all, you know, and 5 or 6 of us standing around, and one guy lights up a cigarette there, and he goes, as soon as you light up a cigarette, the bus comes. And smokes the whole damn cigarette, no bus comes.
Right.
So I said to the guy, well, that theory really worked, huh? And the guy goes, well, sometimes it works. Anyways, the guy goes, what's new with you? I go, well, I had an interesting thing happen to me today. I said, I met my neighbor. And he goes, oh, yeah? I go, he had a hell of an interesting job. I said, he's a professor of logic down at the University of
Science.
Science.
And so the guy says, is that so? He says, professor of logic. He goes, what the hell is that, logic? I said, well, it's a series of something or other.
Right.
I said, I can't remember exactly, but I said, I'll give you an example if you want to hear an example. So the guy goes, all right, fair enough. So I said, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you own a doghouse? And the guy goes, no, I don't own a doghouse. So the guy says, oh, yeah, you're one of them gays.
And he it worked, right?
That's one of the best, like, just jokes I've heard, man. I felt it, and I sensed it coming. That was hilarious. Whew. Yeah, that's a good joke. That's a dang good joke. Holy smokes. I have a strong feeling, like when he says that, like at the club or something, he says, like, I bet you he uses a stronger word than gay. Yeah. But that's a dang good joke, man. Holy smokes. Thanks for the recommendation. I'm just like happy because of the genius. That was great. Thanks, guys. Like, subscribe if you appreciated that, enjoy that. Yeah. My man.